Hello YouTube, Frog Legs here. We're going to the how-to. As you see, these valve covers on this model here. Valve covers, carburetor, radiator, and battery. I make duplicates of, making resin molds. Here's some of my molds here. Trying to get them to focus in, the usual. But anyway, there's the resin molds. These are oil pans. This is the stuff I use. It's 50-50 rubber mold making, and I don't have any of the bottles of resin that I use, but it's 50-50 also. Comes in real handy, like especially where I rebuy models that have already been built. A lot of times carburetors, radiators, fans is an option that I have to redo them. This model here has actually got slicks that I made a mold of, because I always go through a lot of slicks because I make a lot of race cars, and I just add some acrylic to it, black, in my resin, and that's how I'm able to make them a black one, make the tires black instead of clear. It don't affect the mold making at all. And then also I make my own leaf springs out of zip ties. I will stack them up, cut them the way I want them, and then that makes me, and then I can also bend them. I have a jig here that I'll bend them, heat them and bend them the way I want them after I glue them together, and cut them the way I want them. It's just wide washers that I use for my jig. And I also like all my tubing, I'll also bend it in that, like this right here, part of the, let me break it off here. I'll bend it in here, heat it and bend it the way I want it. And that's how I make my roll cages also. Real easily done. I think I bought them zip ties, these real small zip ties at like Dollar General, or could have picked them up at Walmart, I'm not sure, but they wasn't that much, so it's real easy for me to make leaf springs out of them. This water pump on here, this electric water pump, is a duplicate. These carburetors are made out of that resin mold, and these valve covers, which I also have other valve covers I've made. I need to make a lot more distributor caps. I also got this coil here that I made resin mold making. I'll just make a duplicate of it if I'm going to use it multiple times. It's real easy for me to do, real easy for you to do. Like I said, if you do the 50-50, it's not hard to make these molds out of. You just got to find like something to put the mold into, like a small, I think this was made like out of the bottom of a butter dish. And these are little small dishes I got like a Dollar Tree that I make these molds in, but I use this one a lot. You can see the color change in it. It'll start like getting that color change to it if you used it extremely a lot. This one also has an intake in it, which that's got that intake on it. It'll save you some money, especially if you want to use duplicate parts over and over again. Like I said, I've always done everything on a budget. I've been I guess it's been about 20 years since I learned how to resin make these molds. They got different colors, but you also got to think, okay, how far is that resin going to go for me? How far is that mold making going to go for me when you're making this stuff? You don't want to spend a whole lot of money. When I first started doing this, I bought it from a company and it was extremely high. And I stopped doing it because it really didn't show that I was saving any money, that I could have bought the parts made. But now these companies are coming out with this resin. It's a lot cheaper, and it's worked out pretty good that way. And just another how-to for you all on saving money on the budget of building these models. Eventually, I'm going to find somebody that does this 3D printing real cheap that you can save a lot of money on all these parts too. Like I said, I've tried MCV, I've tried SVETS, Iceman. I'm just trying to find the best deal I can, and when I do, I will pass it on to you. Thank you all, and God bless.